Got rounded shoulders? Let me guess, you tried everything that everyone else told you to do, but nothing worked. No shit. It's because you're not doing these two things. Let's get after it. I regretted this immediately. I'm sure you've watched another video on this, and after you fell asleep 3 or 4 times, you watched it all the way through, and you did everything they asked you. You stretched those tight anterior muscles, you trained those overstretched posterior muscles, but still, you had rounded shoulders. Hell, you might have even done your own research and realized that masturbating hunched over like a heroin addict was making the problem worse. So you switched over to a Captain Morgan stance, but still no significant difference. The good news is you're on the right track. And yeah, you still want to set aside time to stretch those anterior muscles and strengthen those posterior ones, but because you now have this posture, it's not going to be an easy fix. You have literally changed the way those muscles function. Take your chest, for instance. Because those shoulders are rolled forward, you've now effectively changed what is a full range of motion for your chest. But not like when you purposely do it with partial reps. When you never take a muscle into a fully stretched position, the damn muscle fibers will shorten as a result. Sarcomeres for you scientific bastards. So not only are you inhibiting how much your chest can grow, but your shitty posture is actually making it smaller. Here's a good example. Have you ever been driving down the road and saw an old person walking completely hunched forward? Every time I do, I roll down my window and yell, "Hey, old guy, stand up straight. You're fucking creeping me out." Even though I know it won't matter, those crazy old bastards can't stand up straight, even if I tackled them and glued a shitload of popsicle sticks to their back, because their entire musculoskeletal system has changed. And a lot of that has to do with muscles being put in an overly stretched or shortened position and just gotten worse with time. Now, you're obviously not as bad off as the old people I yell at, but you can't expect to make progress by passively stretching a muscle that you've literally decreased function in. There's only 2 things that'll help at this point. The first thing you gotta do is start incorporating isometric contractions you do in a fully stretched position, obviously under load. And you can do this after your chest day, even after shoulder day. I just hesitate to call them extreme stretches because I feel like some people are trying to make progress too fast and force it, end up hurting themselves. Your goal is to bring that weight down into what's a comfortable, fully stretched position for you. You're not trying to push yourself past it because just holding that weight in that position for a period of time is going to make it happen. You don't have to force it. All we're trying to do is create the exact opposite response in your body and make those fibers or sarcomeres increase in length. That way you're not constantly working against yourself. You can do this with flies, presses, hell, even on the dip machine, and it doesn't take much. On flies, I'll use 15s, presses 40, dips, my chub. And if you don't feel like you're getting in the position or posture that you desperately hope to have one day, just throw a foam roller underneath your back and do them that way. Equally as important, you need to start incorporating movements that allow you to go through a full range of motion. And I know this sounds crazy because connection is king. You should always prioritize the range of motion that allows you to fire the muscle you're actually trying to hit. And when you're as screwed up as you are, a full range of motion will probably cause you to lose the connection and fire a bunch of random shit. But you can simply do this by making them the warm-up sets for every exercise you do. Start out by taking every rep to a fully stretched position, contracting all the way through. And once you're done with those sets, go to the range of motion you really connect with. Or probably the better way is slap a set or 2 on the end of every exercise you do, because we've all had that horrible pump before. Doesn't matter what you do. Everything sucks and it's gonna lead to growth. But make sure you do this, because if you think you're gonna train for 45 minutes in the fetal position and then passively stretch for 5 and make any progress, you're wrong. You need to start training your muscles to reflect the posture you want. If you didn't get to see me punt a jug of protein across the room, then watch this video next. If you haven't bought one of the programs, you need help with your training, I'll link those below. But most importantly, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and get after it, get growing. Talk to you soon. So when I bought that anatomical leg model, I went on a bit of a shopping spree, and I bought 75 of these damn things because I don't know about you, but I've got quite a few off-puttingly chubby people in my life, but not to the point where they've lost a foot and I have something to point to. So every birthday or Christmas, I'm just going to send them one of these. I'm not going to write a card or say anything. Obviously, I'll put a ribbon on it. I'm not a complete asshole, but they should get the point.